All right, guys, I want to show you the reel here. See if I can catch it. It's kind of hard to do it by myself. There you go. No backlash. What is going on, guys? So Roscoe Bassin here again. I told you I was going to do a little review on the Curado DC that I purchased. What was it? Maybe almost about a month ago. And I've been trying it a couple times, and I didn't want to give you a review till I tried it a couple times and just kind of use different things with it. But it's been awesome. It's an awesome reel. It's the most expensive reel I ever bought, believe it or not. And it's the best one I have bought. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best reels out there. So it's a Curado DC, the 150. This was, let me see, I got it right here. This was a gear ratio 6.2. So it's a 150 gear ratio 6.2. The retail is $249.99, so 250 bucks. And all I can say is it was well worth the money. It's awesome. I want to get another one. They make, I believe, two other different models with the, the ratios are different. I believe the next ratio is like, I want to say a 7.2 or 7.4. And then I believe they have an 8.2, 8.1. They got two more models. I really want that 8 point something ratio for like flipping or my Texas rigs. And then this ratio has been great. I've used this on the Texas rigs. There it is. I'll show you guys a little bit what it looks like. And I've used it on crankbaits, lipless cranks, chatterbaits. If you guys saw my other video, you see it when I caught fish on that chatterbait. That was with this setup, and I got the reel. This is with the favorite rod. And what else have I tried? I tried weightless Senkos, and so I went out and used it today. And if you saw those little clips at the beginning, that was just showing you the braking system it has. So it has that digital chip. I can't talk. That's why it stands for Curado DC. And it's the digital chip braking system. So if you saw it, when I cast it, you can really just let it do its job. You throw it out there and it's, you hear the little noise, the chip making the noise, and you just got to stop it before it hits the water. Because if you let it hit the water, then it'll just kind of keep going, and then you will get a backlash. If I had to put a number on it of the amount of ratio my backlashes went down, I mean, I knew for sure every time I go out, I'm going to get one or two backlashes, maybe even more sometimes. But my ratio has considerably gone down with this reel. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it just sometimes, like with this isn't like your other regular bait casters. With your other bait casters, when you're switching baits, say you're switching from like a weightless bait to maybe a chatterbait or maybe like a jig or something, you gotta adjust your cast control knob over here, depending on how heavy it can be. If you say you go from a weightless to like a big jig or something, and you go out there and you fling it, you guys, I'm pretty sure it's happened to everybody. You just get this big bird's nest, and it's like, oh, I forgot to change my settings and stuff. With this, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You can literally go from a weightless to a jig to whatever you're gonna throw. You just cast. You just cast. Now, have I gotten a backlash on this? Yes, I have. It hasn't been as bad as like maybe my other reels, but that's just because I feel, in my opinion, that I was interfering with the chip. I wasn't letting it do its job. And what I mean by that was, I would throw it, and the spools, it's working, it's winding, and then I would kind of was used to my old bait caster where I'd kind of start pushing down on it, and slowing it down depending where I wanted to cast. And if I'd slowed it down too much or something, it would kind of mess up the way it was working, if that makes sense. And then I would kind of get a small backlash, and I'd be like, okay, you kind of have to play with it a little bit. But it's real easy to get used to. I mean, you just throw it and you pretty much stop it, like you said, before it hits the water. I know maybe in the video it seemed like I was doing like a hard stop, but I just kind of wanted to show you. But I mean, you get to the point where you can kind of slow it down, but you just start, adjusting your cast, and so you just really got to work on it. It's nothing difficult. It's really easy to get used to. It's really easy to use. I mean, it's been awesome. So basically, this cast control knob, you really don't really end up using that anymore. So it actually comes with the little paper when you get the box in your reel. It comes with a little paper that tells you don't adjust this like all the way down, because if you adjust it like really tight, because maybe you think, oh, I gotta adjust it to, say you put like a ½ ounce jig on there and you're trying to adjust it, it's never gonna really like adjust. So you say you just, wow, this isn't working, this isn't working, you turn it all the way really tight, it won't let the chip do its job, it won't activate it. So some people maybe could do that, and then you throw it and you're like, I'm not hearing nothing, it's not working, I got a defective reel. No, you gotta like disengage this. So you just kind of don't worry about this, just make sure that it's not tight, and just kind of reel it, turn it back counterclockwise. And it doesn't have to be completely loose, just kind of, and you'll see it once you get it kind of in the middle, halfway, maybe a little bit more. When you make that cast and you start hearing that noise, that chip make it's doing its job, then you'll be like, oh, okay, it's working now. So maybe a lot of people were running into that, and maybe that's why they put that little message in that box letting people know. I should have taken it off this rod, but let me turn it around here. So if you look right here, these are the settings. It's got 4 different settings. Right now I have it on number 3, but the number 1 setting is, what was it for? I kind of forgot. It's actually like, if there's no wind, it's calm, it's calm out there, and you want that's what it's for, maximum distance. You leave it on 1. There's no wind, you just casting, it's probably gonna be your farthest cast. For some reason, I didn't try it. I do have fluorocarbon on here. I just didn't try it because I have, like I tell you, I have it on setting 3, and setting 3 it was working awesome. Setting 2 is for, they say use it when you have braid or mono on there. Setting 3 is for the fluorocarbon, because that's what I have on here. And then setting 4 is for like very windy conditions, or they actually put on there for beginners also, and if you want to skip docks. So I'm guessing setting 4, the braking system works a little bit harder, and it's just kind of, it's doing a harder job. Like I said, I have it on 3 for fluorocarbon, and it works awesome. One thing I did notice, and if you guys have one, just kind of let me know. I kind of noticing it's nothing bad, but for example, like today I was using a Texas rig with like a 3/16 ounce tungsten, and I was trying to really fling it out. Don't get me wrong, it casts really far, really good, but I was throwing it out there as hard as I could, and it was going far, but it kind of wasn't going maybe as far as I would want to. So maybe I should go to setting 1, but it's kind of weird, it's, like I say, it's 3/16 with like I was using a Rage Craw, and it's, I don't want to say it's a heavy setup, but it's got a little bit of weight to it. I changed to a red eye shad, which I think was like a 1/4 ounce red eye shad. It was one of the little ones. And to me, it was like, well, this is lighter. I'm gonna probably, you would think I'm gonna struggle more, but man, I put that red eye shad on there. That thing was, I didn't even try. I mean, I threw it and that thing just took off. I mean, it was out there. And I was like, I did kind of notice that. I don't know if maybe the Texas rig heavier, maybe the braking system tries to work a little harder so it won't, produce that backlash, and it kind of stops it. I don't know. And maybe because the other one was lighter, it just kind of let it go. So that could be something. But like I tell you, it's nothing that it was bugging me. I mean, it's still, it's casting, and those lipless cranks, it just throws them like a mile away. It's crazy. What else? When you get your box, it comes with the little oil, so once it gets dirty, if you get some, I was reading the instructions, and if you get like, people get debris in their reels. Maybe I was saying rod, I'm sorry, but maybe you get debris in your reels, and it will affect the braking system. Like any other reel, it gets dirty, you start hearing the bearings, kind of, and you got dirt in there and grime. So same thing with this. Once it starts getting affected, you gotta go in there and clean it up, oil it up, so like any other reel. So like I said, guys, really good reel. If you guys are in the market to get one, think about it. I totally recommend it. It's awesome. It's very awesome. And they finally made it, I guess you could say, somewhat affordable. That chip, I think that chip first came out in the Shimano, I want to say Metanium, it might be, but I know that reel was like $500. It was very expensive. Now this one, they cut it in half, 250, and I think it's worth it. You know, maybe they'll lower it maybe later soon, but smooth reel, awesome reel. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below. Thanks for watching. Trying to get another video going and stuff, and I reached the 400 subscribers and then I lost one, but I'm gonna do the giveaway anyways. I'm gonna do a giveaway for 400 subscribers coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have a chance, go out there and catch some fish. I'll talk to y'all later.